cute. Color that is blue. And here I'm going to give some font size also. Font size that is 20 pixel. And now I just want to give font style. Where is, yeah, here the style. Font style italic actually. Yes. Italic. Now after that you should write this paragraph tag. One second. After that you should close your paragraph tag. Okay then. Here I'm saving and just see. Yeah, here we got it. See, one second. Generally it is not in italic form. Let me see. One second, guys. Font style italic, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. See? Yeah, okay. The syntax is right, not, but I'm not understanding why it is not printing in an italic form or bold form. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, finally I got it. See, yeah. Here in this example, we have used the style attribute
Style
to provide.
attribute to provide.
Guys, please someone unmute your mic. See, here in this above example, we have used a style attribute to, to provide some styling format to our code. Okay, like these are all the CSS properties like color, blue, font size, font style, everything. These are all the CSS properties. Here I'm using
Ma'am,
CSS
screen is
properties.
not visible.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot to share my screen. See, here I got the one is in a italic form, right? Yeah, okay. Generally here I'm using a style attribute to provide some styling format to our CSS code. These are all the CSS properties like color, blue, font size, font style, everything. There are some other properties also like column left, everything. I will explain all these properties in depth in the CSS sessions. But here I am printing some CSS properties using this style attribute. Okay. And generally, there are three ways to apply the CSS. To use the CSS with the HTML document, we have these three ways. The first one is the inline CSS, and the second one is internal or embedded CSS, and the third one is an external CSS. Coming to the inline CSS, the define the CSS properties using the style attribute in this HTML, like this one. This one we can call it as an inline CSS. Here I'm applying CSS properties by using this style property, right? Style attribute, right? So this one we can call it as an inline CSS. Now these inline CSS is generally used to apply the CSS properties in a single element. Okay. Actually, it can apply style uniquely in each element. And another thing is to apply the inline CSS, you need to use the style attribute within this HTML element, so that only we can use as many properties as you want. But each property should be separated by a semicolon. I always forget to mention this semicolon, okay? But each property should be should be separated with this semicolon, okay? You guys don't repeat this mistake. Actually, let me give, okay, this is one of the example for the CSS. Let me give another example, that is here I'm opening heading 3, head 3. Now here I want to add some, first let me add color. What color? Red. mm, and let me add font style, that is italic, except italic bold. I don't know anything except bold and italic. And here I'm just want to add text style, and that is center. Sorry. Here I just want to apply this font size, that is some 40 pixel. Okay. Okay then. Now close. Here h3 what? Mm, Friends. After that, you should close your h3 tag. Save then. Refresh. See, actually, yeah. Here I got the output that is friends at the center actually. Okay. Here because here I'm giving textile and here actually this I'm zooming my screen so that you cannot understand what is the textile and everything. Here I'm zooming my screen for better visible. Okay. See, here I gave the color that is red and the font style that is italic, and here I gave the text element that is the center, and here I gave another thing that is also font size that is 40 pixel. All these properties are perfectly applied to that element friends. This is how we can apply these things. In many websites, some elements are in blue color, some text is in blue color, some text is in italic form, some text have the bigger font size, some text has this small font size. Actually, all these things can be done by using these CSS properties. Using these CSS properties only, we can change. We can add. We can change the elements. Okay, like style, size, padding, left, right. Even we can also add these images. We can add the images with the text. Everything. These are all these things can be done by using these CSS properties and HTML tags only. Okay, this is all about this inline CSS, and followed by we have another CSS property, CSS type, that is an internal CSS. What is this internal CSS means? The an internal style sheets contain the CSS properties of a for a web page. Like in head section of this HTML document, to use this internal CSS, we have to use this class and ID attributes. Yesterday, for many tags, I gave some class ID. I said that those things are optional, but if you add some CSS properties, then this class property, class attribute and ID attribute must and should. Okay, let me give one example for this internal CSS. Actually put all these okay, then let me give one example. Here let me take h2. Here I just want to give some class that is for h2. I just want to add color blue. Okay, now h2, let me give some name, hello. After that you should close your h2 tag, and after that here I just want to class that is red 1. Okay, now close this. What is this internal CSS means? I have already explained this. This internal style sheet contains the CSS properties of a web page in the head section. Okay, here you should add all your properties in this head section only, in between this open head tag and this closed head tag. Here I just want, here first of all you should open the style tag. Okay, and after that you should close your, if at all if you want to, if you want to add any properties, then you should add all these properties in between the style open and closed tags only. Okay, now here I have created two classes, that is the blue and red, for h2 tag and h1 tag. Now for the hello and wall elements, I just want to add color that is blue, and I just want to change these elements to italic font, and font size that is 40 pixel. Okay, let's see how we can add all these properties to these elements. Here I want here what is this first property, that is blue, right? Blue. After that you should open this parenthesis. Okay, and here you can, okay, here give, okay, here you can give all your properties, that is what is this. Here I just want to give color that is blue, and followed by I just want to give font size that is 40 pixel, and followed by style, I think so. Yeah, font style that is italic. That's it. After that, you should close your parenthesis. And this is all for this h2 tag. And we have another tag that is h1 tag. Here I mentioned this class attribute that is red. Let me add. Actually, let me copy. Yeah, that's it. Let's see whether the output is printed or not. Yeah. See, I got everything perfectly. Like hello is printed in a italic form with font size 40 pixel and in a blue color. And the world is printed same thing, but the difference is here world is printed in a red color. This is how we can apply the CSS properties. CSS properties. This is all about the internal CSS. Generally, what is this internal CSS means? Here we can add all the CSS properties for a web page in the head section of this HTML document. Okay. And here, if at all, if you want to add any properties, then we have to use this class method and an ID attribute. I mean, sorry, not methods, class attribute and this ID attribute. Okay, here here I have used the class attribute only. Let me explain what is this ID. One second. ID means instead of class, here you have to give this ID. That's it. See, here the output is not changed and everything is printed perfectly. Let me change color, that is, yeah, see, both the colors are printed in a red color. This is all what ID means. Here instead of class, here you can give this ID attribute also. But the difference between this ID attribute and the class attribute is, generally the class attribute is denoted with the dot, but coming to the ID attribute, here ID attribute is denoted with this hash symbol. Okay, this is the major difference between them. You can use any one of them. Okay, if you want to add all the CSS properties in a internal CSS type. Okay, I hope everything is clear till now. And followed by we have another type that is an external CSS. These extra What is this external CSS means? These external CSS contains a separate CSS file which only contains CSS code using this class name, ID name, tag name, etc. And we can use this CSS file in any HTML by including in a HTML file using some link tag. But mostly these external CSS files are used if you work with any big projects, big projects. Okay, Like for here I'm creating only two word two elements, that is hello and whole. So here no need to write any external css. But if you write if you work on any big projects, then you should create some new css, separate css files, then you should use their external css there. Because both I mean combining both these and that make the code ugly. Okay. Let me explain what is this external css. In generally, if you have multiple html pages for an application in which we if you use this similar css, then there we can use this external css. This is also one best case for this external css. Like if you create multiple html pages, but the css properties are all same. Like if you see if any college websites, there is a particular like if you take any sections like CSE 5, CSE 6, both the classes timetable by I mean the websites are same. But I mean for those websites, maximum some elements are changed, but the CSS properties are also same. So in that cases we can use these external CSS. Okay. How we can create an external CSS means, here should create a new file, new new of that. Here I just want to, you should save this file as .css, first .css. Okay. Here I just want to add some properties to this body. That is, I just want to change this background color, that is red, and text align center, sorry, center. Okay, now close. Yeah. How can we attach the CSS file to the HTML file, right? We can link those CSS files to the HTML document by using this link tag. Okay. Mm, one second. After this head tag, yeah, here, here I just want to link these tags. That is link. Sorry. Here you have to use this rel attribute. That is style sheet. Attribute type is style sheet. Here type is text or CSS, both. And here I just want to give link. That is what is link first dot CSS, right? First dot CSS. The link is not attached. Let me see. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. This is what the external CSS means. Like see, in this CSS file, here I'm mentioning background color, that is, let me give black. Yeah, here in this CSS file, here here I opened a body tag, a body element, and here I gave some properties, that is background color should be black and text style and that is center. So I have applied all these CSS properties which are in this first.css files to this list.html. Okay, how can I add like Here I am using this link file, I mean sorry, link tag. Using this link tag, I have perfectly link both HTML document and the CSS document. And now all the properties which are in this first.css file are applied to this HTML document. Okay, see here, the background color is changed, and the text align, here I gave the text align, that is center. So both hello and all are at the center. This is the beauty of the CSS. We can change anything, we can give many sorry we can add many more properties. There are many properties which are involved in the CSS, which makes our websites effective, attractive, and everything. Okay, this is what this is all, these are all these types of these CSS, like inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Okay, it's all about your wish to you use your CSS type. Okay, this is one this is a basic introduction about the CSS. There are many properties, there are many things are in the CSS. I will explain all of them in further sessions, but here I just want to give some basic introduction, so that's why here I gave one basic intro. Okay, and after that here let me check new file. Let me create a new file. That is, let me save. So here I'm going to explain you guys about this I mean classes, HTML classes. Like here in this section, I gave one little bit only a small intro about this. What is this class mean? Class attribute. Now I'm going to explain in depth about this class attribute. The HTML class attribute is generally used to specify a single or multiple class names for an HTML element, and the class name can be used by CSS. You already aware of this, but these class names can be used used by this JavaScript. Okay, to do some task for HTML elements. And you can use this class in CSS with a specific class. Okay, I have already explained that I generally write in a dot character followed by the name of this class for selecting elements. Okay, and the class attribute can be defined within this style tag or in a separate file using this dot character. One second. I have already explained what is. Okay, let me give one example. After that, I will explain about these multiple classes. I have already explained about the single classes in this list.html. I don't want to give any title. Let me close my head. Okay. Let me create one basic example for this class. Here I just want to open P, and I just want to give class, that is A, and here I want to write hello. After that, you should close your P. Here you should open the style tag. This, generally we can call it as an inline style type. Okay. Now I have already explained that you should open it with the dot P, the dot A. Yeah, hello is printed here. Okay, this is I have already explained about this, but this is generally what this class means here. Here, here I wrote one attribute that is a class vote I mean attribute, and I have applied some CSS properties to that attribute name, that is A. Now this is all about the single attribute. Okay, see, I mean, this is all about the single classes, and followed by we have generally multiple classes. Like you can use multiple class names, like more than one with these HTML elements. Like, and these class names must be separated by a space. Okay. Here, I just want to give some give multiple classes, that is both A in B. Okay. And here, let me create another class, that is A. Now you should close your H1 tag. Yeah, here for this class, here I have created multiple classes, that is A and B. So you should add properties to B also. Here in this B tag, I just want to add font style, that is italic. And, oh, that's it. Yeah. See, hello generally printed in a italic form means generally I have give this italic CSS property in the B class. Here coming to the A class, I gave that is font size that generally 40 10 pixel. Let me give 50 pixel, and here color. Sorry, font color. Yeah, okay. All these properties are applied perfectly. Okay, this is what this is generally a difference between a multi-class and a single class. Even in this HTML we can use these multi-class names also. Here for one class I gave font size, that is 40 pixel and color red. In another class I gave the CSS properties, that is italic. Both properties are applied perfectly. This is the beauty of the CSS. Like you can even create a multiple classes names. Like if you have any chance, like if you have any situation that you should apply these both properties, then you can use this multi-class in that situations. Okay, this is all about the multi classes and the single classes. Like we have another topic in this classes, that is the same class with this different tag. Like you can use the same class names with this different tag. Here I have here, yeah, this is one example for this class. I mean the same tags, same class with these different tags. Here classes are same, like here I gave class that is A and class that is A, but here tags are different. One tag is P and another tag is H1. This is the best example for the same class with this different tag. But the CSS properties are applied to the both tags, that is P and H1. See here, the here even that that CSS properties which are in this A class is applied to this h2 tag, h1 tag. Okay, this is the beauty of this css. We can even, we don't need to use the same tags. We can even create different tags. Even we can apply the css properties. Okay, this is all for the css classes. I have explained what is the single classes, and I have explained what is this multi classes, and the and I have explained about what is the same class with this different tag. I hope everything is clear till now. Let me delete all this. Okay, don't delete. I don't want to delete the. Here I just want to explain you guys about these HTML iframes. What is this HTML iframes means? HTML iframes is generally used to display nested web page, like a web page within the web page. Okay, and this HTML iframe tag defines an inline frame. Hence, we can call it as the we can call it as an inline frame. Okay, and this HTML frame embeds another document within this current HTML document in this rectangular region. But for many websites, these iframes are not workable. Okay, like if you upload this iframe to this Amazon website, then it won't apply. Mm, and the web, I mean, and the next thing is the web page content and the iframe contents can interact with each other by using JavaScript only. Okay, at least you should know, you should familiar with the at least you should learn JavaScript basics, so then only you can apply for the front end developer roles. Okay, here and followed by we have another topic, that is in a set width and height of this iframe. Like you can set the width and height of this iframe by using the width and height attributes, and by default the attribute values are specified pixels, but you cannot but you can also set them in some percentage, that 40 percentage, 50 percentage, 60 percentage. It's all about your wish. Okay, let me explain one example. Okay, here this is what an iframe, and you should give one link. Let me open one URL. I just want a small. Okay, here I just want to give a image. Sorry, that is. Let me give height and width also. Height, that is 300. Width, that is 300. And followed by you should close your iframe tag. Chrome. Actually, it is not showing. Let me check. Sorry. I heard that this iframe is mostly not applicable for the many websites. Let me check actually whether it is not applicable. Okay. No, it is not working. One second. Let me check. Why it is not showing? Okay, first of all, I will explain this topic tomorrow. I haven't done any practice on this iframe tag. Let me at least once do some practice on this iframe tag. Then I will explain what is this iframe tag. Actually, I have read that these iframe tags are mostly not applicable for many higher websites, that is Amazon, Flipkart, in those websites. Yeah, I will explain this iframe tag tomorrow. I will do some Google search and I will explain. Then only I will explain. Actually, I forgot everything about this iframe. Okay, and followed by we have another topic, that is these HTML symbols. We can see that there are many mathematical, technical, and currency symbols which are not present in our normal keyboard, but we have to use these HTML entity names to add some symbols to an HTML page. Okay, like if you see some copyrights, that in that type of symbols, those symbols are actually not presented in our keyboards, but we can use we can use all those websites, we can use all those symbols in in this HTML. Okay, one second. Okay, and followed by we have that if there is no entity name exists, then you can use an entity number, a decimal or hexadecimal references. I will send all those references in WhatsApp. You can even do practice, like even or else if you do some Google search, all those entities all those entities will be displayed. Okay, I will explain some of these mathematical symbols. Okay. Now here, Let me give, so that is the dollar symbol each. And after that, you should open your B, followed by, let me give hash 36. Here I just want to close my bold tag. Hash 36 means dollar symbol. I am not getting. Let me give another symbol, that is at the rate. Sorry, I'm send hash 8704. What is happening? Yeah. HTML. Right. Once again, let me check actually. Do anyone know what is the error? Okay, guys. I'm very sorry for For this, actually, I want to look on the these iframes and these symbols. I don't want to waste time like this. I'm very sorry. Actually, I have to do one time practice. Yeah, this is why I'm saying please do practice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, then I'm very sorry. Do you have any? Okay, Santoshi ma'am, sir,
Ma'am, Santosh ma'am is not there. Yeah.
sir, if you want to say anything, then you please. I'm very sorry for this, sir.
No, ma'am. No issue.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, shall we end the session?
Sure, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Guys, if you have any doubts, you please ask, or else you can leave.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, then you can leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, thank you, guys.